Almond Joy Earthquake Cake. You're going to need sweetened coconut, crushed almonds, and a boxed chocolate cake mix. And then we have a few extra ingredients that's going to make this an earthquake cake. The first thing you're going to want to do is spray your 9x13 baking dish with some nonstick cooking spray that has flour in it. We're going to sprinkle 3/4 cup of sweetened shredded coconut on the bottom of our baking dish. Got to get that earthquake going here. We're going to sprinkle 1 cup of crushed almonds on top of the coconut. Isn't that what we love about Almond Joy? Coconut and almonds. All right, we're going to set this aside. What we're going to do next is make the cake batter, and we're using chocolate fudge cake mix. And you want to make the batter per the instructions on the back of the package. Now, I'm going to make this bakery style, so I'm going to be switching out the water for milk and butter melted for the oil. So what we're going to do is place 1 box of the cake mix. This is 15.25 ounce size. We're going to place it into a large bowl. We're going to add 1/2 cup of melted butter, 1 1/4 cups of milk. We're going to crack in 3 eggs. Take a hand mixer, blend it all together for 2 minutes. This will make a nice fluffy cake. All right, we're going to bring our baking dish back over. Okay, so we're going to take the cake batter and we're going to spoon it all over the almonds and coconut. We're not going to stir it, so do not stir this in. It's just going to go right on top. I'm just going to smooth it out with an offset spatula very carefully. We're going to set this aside. All right, the next step before we bake our cake is we're going to place 8 ounces of cream cheese into a medium bowl. You want to make sure this is nice and softened. We're going to put 1/2 cup of butter in. You want to make sure this is softened also. For some more almond flavor, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. We're going to beat this together until it's nice and creamy. Butter color will turn nice and pale. Should take about 2 minutes. We're going to add 2 cups of powdered sugar a little at a time and beat it in. Put this up. We're going to bring over our sweetened coconut. I'm going to place 3/4 cup into the bowl. We're going to fold the sweetened coconut into our mixture. Oh, it smells so good. Love earthquake cakes. So much going on, but so delicious. We're going to bring the cake back over. And we're going to place the cream cheese coconut mixture all over the batter using the 2-spoon method. So just go in with 1 spoon, pull it out, then just use the other spoon to plop it on the cake. Then you want to do that all over. Take a knife and swirl it together. Make sure that you keep the cream cheese mixture off the edge of your dish, all right? You want the chocolate around the edge right there. That'll keep the cream cheese from bubbling over your dish while it's cooking. Okay, we are going to add some semi-sweet chocolate chips on the top of this. About 1/2 cup to a cup, whatever you want on it. Place this in a 350-degree oven for 45 to 50 minutes. You want to do the toothpick test. Make sure you go through the cake batter of this and not the cream cheese, all right? Pull it out and it should be nice and clean. That smells delicious. Make sure you cool down your cake completely. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. That's delicious. I'm going to show you how to make a Reese peanut butter cup cake. We're going to make it easy by using a boxed cake mix. I'm going to make it bakery style, and what that means is I'm just going to take the ingredients on the back of the box and ramp it up just a little bit to give it a nice fluffy moist cake. You're going to need 1 box of Devil's Food cake mix. This size is a 15.25 ounce. You're just going to place it into a large bowl. Okay, on the back of the box it says 1 cup of water, or you can add 1 cup of milk, which I'm going to do. We're also going to add half a cup of vegetable oil. I'm going to be adding half a cup of melted butter. Oh yeah. We have 4 eggs. Now on the back of the box it says 3. You want to take your electric hand mixer, or you can take a wooden spoon, mix this all up together for about 2 minutes to get it nice and fluffy. I have the quietest hand mixer. Y'all hear that? I can talk right over it with no problem. This is a KitchenAid electric hand mixer, and I have it in my Amazon store. I'll link it down below. I'm telling y'all, that is the fluffiest batter ever. We're going to take a 9x13 baking dish. We're going to spray it with some cooking spray. Mine has flour in it that helps release your cake out of the pan. We're going to take our cake batter, place it into our baking dish, and then spread it out evenly. We're going to place this in the oven that's been preheated at 350 degrees for 26 to 31 minutes. We're basing that off of a 9x13 baking dish and the time that's on the back of the box that you're using, because not all cakes are equal. I pulled the cake out of the oven. I did a toothpick test on it. It came out clean, so it's ready to go. Now while it's still hot, we're going to take a large straw, or you can take the back end of a utensil that's rounded, and we're going to poke holes all through the cake. Perfect. We're going to make that delicious creamy peanut butter mixture that we're going to pour on top of the cake to go into all of those holes. So we're going to start off with 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk. I'm just going to put it into a large measuring cup. Got half a cup of peanut butter. There we go. Take a whisk. We're going to blend this all together. We're going to bring the cake over, and we're going to start pouring the mixture into the holes. That's why you need big holes. That mixture goes right in there. I'm going to take an offset spatula. I'm going to smooth it and just push into the holes. All right, now it's going to stiffen up pretty fast, so you've got to be fast with this. That way you don't tear your cake. What we need to do now is let this set up and then cool down completely. The cake is completely cooled down. What we're going to do now is make that next layer. We're going to use 8 ounces of Cool Whip. Now you want to make sure this is thawed. I'm just going to place the Cool Whip into a medium bowl. This is the extra creamy. We've got 1/3 cup of peanut butter. And we're just going to blend this together till it's nice and creamy. That peanut butter is going to bring this Cool Whip together. We're going to spoon this on top of our cake, spread it out smoothly. It is a Reese peanut butter cup cake. I've got Reese peanut butter pieces, and I got Reese peanut butter cups, minis. Let's top the cake. What a fun cake to put on your Thanksgiving dessert table, huh? And we got the minis. They're already unwrapped. Okay, what do y'all think of my Reese peanut butter cup cake? I'm gonna slice a piece and give it a try for you. Who wants a bite of this? Okay, that was a fun bite. That's a thumbs up. Make sure you give me one. Snickers cake, my favorite candy bar of all time, going back to when I was a child. Loved these. And of course, I'm going to make it easy for you by using this boxed Devil's Food cake mix. So I've got everything ready to make the cake part of this dessert. Now you're just going to need a medium to large bowl. In it, I'm going to add the 1 box of Devil's Food cake mix. It is a 15.25 ounce size. Yeah, I already cut the top of the plastic here. Now, I like to take the ingredients off the back of the package and change them up just a little bit. So instead of 1 cup of water, I like to add 1 cup of milk. And then I'm going to add half a cup of melted butter. Now, the directions call for half a cup of oil, so you could go either way. Again, the butter gives it a nicer flavor. Then I've got 3 eggs. I'm going to crack them into a bowl one at a time. You want to bring these to room temperature if you can. Just makes a fluffy cake. Everything you do makes a fluffy cake when you change it up. 1. I'm just going to crack them both in here. I'm going to take my electric hand mixer. I'm going to beat this all together until it's nice and creamy and fluffy. It generally takes about 2 minutes to get this all put together. All right, we're going to bring over our 9x13 baking dish. All right, I'm just going to use some non-stick cooking spray and spray the sides, the bottom. Then we're going to add the cake batter to the dish. Now it seems like it's a really thick batter. Right, we're going to spread it out evenly. Okay, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. You want to bake this cake per the directions on the back of your cake mix box for a 9x13 baking dish. Okay, I've got the cake out of the oven. Now while it's still hot, what you want to do is poke some holes in it. I'm just using a large straw. I'm just going to start poking the holes. I'm just going to bring over a small bowl. We're going to place in 14 ounces of condensed milk. Now this is good stuff here. All right, we're going to add that to a small bowl. All right, I've got some caramel topping. We're going to add in about 10 ounces. I want to leave some in the jar because we're going to use that to finish off the dish. There we go. I'm going to blend this together. And then we're going to bring the cake back over here, pour this all on top. Now, aim for the holes first off. Oh yeah, you know where this is going. And then you can finish topping the cake with it. That way every bite has some of the caramel condensed milk mixture. Okay, what we want to do is allow this to cool completely. So you can put it in your refrigerator if you want to do that, or you could just set it on your countertop. All right, the cake is cooled completely, so what we're going to do is finish this off. Now, you can put 2 cups of Cool Whip on top. Make sure that it's thawed out. We're going to spread this evenly. Okay, now what I have are just 3 regular size Snickers. I'm just going to take them out of the package. Using a cutting board, we're just going to cut these into small pieces. Just going to cut them lengthwise and in tiny pieces. All right, what we're going to do is place this all over the cake. Okay, we're going to sprinkle on some dry roasted peanuts, about half a cup. I'm going to take the back edge of a spoon and just kind of press everything into the Cool Whip here. All right, we're going to take the rest of that caramel, just drizzle it over. Okay, I've got some hot fudge. What I'm going to do is just place some in a microwave safe bowl, just a really small one. And I'm just going to heat it up, and then we're going to pour that on top. There's my Snickers cake. I need to let this sit up in the refrigerator for 1 hour. All right, I can't say anything more. It's a Snickers cake and it looks delicious. Nice and moist. Oh my God. I'm going to show you how to make a real simple dessert. We are going to make a Twix cake. Yes, we're going to take these delicious Twix candy bars right here, and we are going to flavor our cake with delicious ingredients that will resemble a Twix flavor. Come on over here. We're going to start this easy by using a boxed cake mix. You got to hide your Twix before you make your cake. In a large bowl, let's empty our cake mix. I am using a yellow cake mix. This is 15.25 ounce size box. We're just going to follow the directions on what I have right here on the back of the box. All right. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of milk. We're going to add 3 eggs. I'm going to crack them in one at a time. All right, we're going to take 1 stick of butter, which is half a cup, and we're going to melt that and we're going to add it. Now when you're melting your butter, cool it down just a little bit because you don't want to scramble your eggs. I'm just going to take a whisk, or you can take an electric hand mixer, and we're going to blend this all together. That's what we're looking for. All right, we're going to be making this cake in a 9 by 13. I'm going to spray it with some nonstick cooking spray. Now, anytime I'm making cake, I like to use the kind that has the flour in it. It really helps release the cake. We're going to pour our cake batter into our baking dish. We're going to smooth this out. That way it cooks evenly. All right, my oven is preheated at 350 degrees. We're going to bake the cake per the instructions on the back of the cake mix box that you are using. Now this one for a 13 by 9 is going to take 23 to 28 minutes. Now make sure you take a toothpick, put it in the center of the cake and pull it out nice and clean. It can have a few crumbs, that's totally fine. You just don't want wet batter on it. All right, I've got 5 more ingredients that we're going to top this cake with to give it a delicious Twix flavor. Y'all come back. I've just pulled my cake out of the oven. While it is still warm, we're going to poke holes throughout the cake. I'm going to be using a large straw, or you can even use the back end of a kitchen utensil like a wooden spoon. And we're going to start poking a lot of holes throughout the cake. You want to go all the way down to the bottom. You want the next layer to get deep into the cake. Once the cake is full of holes, we're going to move it out of the way, and we're going to start with the second layer. In a medium bowl, let's add 1 jar of Hershey's caramel topping, which is 14 ounces. This definitely screams Twix. Who doesn't love caramel? Yum. To that, we're going to add 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Do people call this liquid gold? I think so. Okay, we're going to remove the spatula. We're going to bring over our whisk. We're going to blend this all together until it is smooth and creamy. Yeah, we're pretty fast here. All right, we're going to put that aside. We're going to bring our cake back over. We're going to start pouring the caramel condensed milk mixture all over the top of the cake, aiming for the holes so it gets deep into the cake. Now to smooth out your caramel sauce on top of the cake and get it all into the holes, I'm going to be using an offset spatula. I love this tool in the kitchen, especially when you're smoothing out icings and frostings on top of cakes and such. It keeps the cake from being pulled up, especially that top layer there. On to the next layer, we are going to be spreading a 12-ounce jar of hot fudge topping all over the cake. But first, we are going to have to melt it into a liquid state. So I'm going to remove the fudge and place it into a microwave-safe glass measuring cup or bowl. We are going to microwave it for 30 seconds, and then we are going to stir it, and then we're going to place it back in the microwave in 10-second increments until the fudge is smooth and liquid so that it's very pourable. Now we're going to take the fudge and we're going to pour it all over the cake, again making sure that you aim for the holes of the cake. That way you can go deep down into the cake and every bite gets the fudge. And then we are going to pour the fudge all over the rest of the cake. And then we are going to use our handy dandy magic tool again, the offset spatula, to smooth the fudge out evenly. It's very important that we cool down the cake for 30 minutes to keep the hot fudge from curdling our Cool Whip. So make sure we cool it down. We are going to now add 8 ounces of thawed Cool Whip. I'm just going to be dolloping it across the cake here on top of the fudge. After you have dolloped all of the Cool Whip on the cake, we're going to take the back edge of our spoon and we are going to spread it out evenly. Now I had brought in someone special to help me unwrap 2 packages of mini Twix bars. Now this is my husband Thomas. If you don't know who he is, if you know who he is, you know what he just did. He stole one of the Twixes, and I told him that his piece of cake just got smaller the more he eats the Twix. Now I'm placing the unwrapped Twix candy bars on top of my cake in rows. That way when I cut it, everybody will get like 4 mini Twix bars. You can also take the Twix bars and crush them up or chop them up, and then you can just kind of sprinkle them all over the cake. You know, this is your Twix cake, so you can do whatever you want to it. Okay, there's a sad part about this cake. So we've got to put it in the refrigerator and let it set up for 2 hours. All right, the waiting is over. Let's dig in. It looks phenomenal. That's delicious, you guys. Bring that somewhere. Give me a thumbs up on this one. Comment down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. That way you'll always know when it's dessert day and when I'm posting videos like this. Okay, I'll see y'all on the next episode.